Why Russian nukes may be duds. Russia has the world's largest nuclear arsenal, and Putin likes to remind everyone of this fact. Over the last few years, he's repeatedly bragged about new weaponry. If we are to believe him, Russia's nuclear capabilities are unparalleled. Russia has hypersonic missiles and unmanned nuclear torpedoes. Russia has built the father of all bombs and the world's largest submarine. In late September, Putin delivered a long-winded speech, accusing the US of using nukes in 1945. He reminded the world,
"We have various weapons of destruction. We will use all the means available to us. I'm not bluffing."
Joe Biden immediately called Putin's not bluff.
America and its allies are not going to be intimidated. America's fully prepared to defend every single inch of NATO territory. Mr. Putin, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Every inch.
So, is nuclear war imminent yet again? Let's try and keep a cool head here. Russia does have 4,447 active strategic nuclear weapons. In addition, there are 1,912 tactical nukes in reserve. All of them can be rolled out quickly. Strategic nukes are what we typically imagine when we mention a nuclear war. An intercontinental ballistic missile could out London or New York. Russia has several different ICBM designs. Their yields range from 300 to 800 kilotons. 300 kilotons is enough to destroy the entire Washington. Tactical nuclear weapons are much smaller. These can be packed into artillery shells or truck-launched rockets. They're limited in range to about 1,000 miles. Tacticals also have a much smaller yield, between 1 and 50 kilotons. The multi-megaton bombs from Cold War movies are a thing of the past. They're just too heavy and unwieldy to fit into a missile. An ICBM needs to be as lightweight as possible to reach farther targets. But there's a very important difference between tactical and strategic nukes, and it's a purely technological one. Small nuclear charges that can fit into shells are by necessity pure fission bombs. This design is relatively compact. A fission bomb's main explosion comes from a nuclear decay reaction. This was used in all early nuclear weapons. But this technology is outdated and too inefficient for larger yield warheads. So all modern nuclear weapons are thermonuclear. Thermonuclear weapons also incorporate a small fission bomb, but its detonation only serves to compress and heat a capsule of hydrogen. This causes the hydrogen to undergo a fusion reaction. The reaction releases a lot more energy than the ignition fission reactions. Kaboom! This is where Russia's problem comes in. A thermonuclear weapon needs two very specific isotopes of hydrogen. They are called deuterium and tritium. Deuterium is a naturally occurring and stable isotope. It can be easily extracted from water, but tritium is highly radioactive, and it has a half-life of only 12.5 years. So it needs to be artificially made, and it cannot be stockpiled. Tritium is made by irradiating lithium in nuclear reactors. The emitted gas is then extracted through a sophisticated process. This process is so complex that its cost is prohibitive. Tritium prices would make cartel bosses green with envy. At $30,000 per gram, it's one of the most expensive materials on Earth. Nukes need to be routinely topped up with tritium. Otherwise it decays, making the warhead useless. Can Russia sustain this kind of expense while running a full-scale invasion?